Sir,
Find out the torque required to rotate the conducting rod with constant angular speed omega. Can you find it out?
yes, sir, give it a
Take maybe 3 or 4 minutes, but do it. It is a question of XCV. Magnetic field is given here. B into the plane. This is conducting ring, and this rod is also conducting. Fixed resistance.
sir, B omega small r cube by 2 capitals.
Let us check how to do. First of all, what is the circuit diagram? What is the equivalent EMF produced? You know the formula for EMF?
B omega r square by 2.
B R omega by 2 into R, right?
Yes, sir.
B into R square omega by 2, that is EMF. And what will be current? Current is EMF divided by resistance.
By capital.
R square omega by 2 R. If you know the current also, then now you tell me what is the value of force or torque. Can you find out the force acting on this? Force will be force we can find out, but we don't need just force only, we need torque. How to find out the torque here?
R bar plus F plus.
Yes, but that I think I have to take some small elements or not. Small element I have to take, and I may find out the torque. So what is the formula for force? Df is equal to I dl into B. Dl means I could write dl as dr. And what will be torque? R into df, which will be equal to I into dr into B into 1 more R. And I have to integrate it. So I can write the net torque as what is B value? B is B only. I is B square omega by 2R into dr into
R cube.
something is missing. 1 R is here and R square is here. So we are getting
R cube, sir. R cube.
R cube. Now is it okay or it is okay? 0 to R limits. Okay. So what do we get then? We get it as B square by 2R into omega into R raised to power by 4. R is power 4 by 4. That is torque. So I hope I have not done any calculation mistake. If no calculation mistake is done, then this will be right. Neelkantha, did you get the same or different?
Different ones. I made a mistake.
Okay, so let us do it by another way to verify it. What is power dissipated? Resistance. Power dissipated in resistance will be equal to
I square R.
I square R. Mechanical power supplied by external agent. What will be external power? Mechanical power supplied by the external agent.
Going
Can you
to
find out? Huh? Will it not be equal to torque into omega?
I said
It will be torque into omega. And I know that this power is only getting consumed in the resistance because there is no change in kinetic energy of this. It is constant omega. If there is no change in kinetic energy, then the power which we are supplying, that is only being used for heat dissipated. Therefore, what I will be getting now? I will be getting tau into omega is equal to I square R, which was B R square omega by 2 R, or I can say E square by R. That is better, I think. EMF, we know already, B, this is EMF square divided by R is equal to torque into omega. What is torque coming out to be?
You're getting a
Power
difference of the half, sir.
Then there's a mistake already committed there. That's why I was suspicious if already. Let me check once. What is it here? E BIDL, BIDL, right? Into R. Is this correct only? B into
Sir,
R.
same getting, sir.
Same?
Yes, sir.
So we are getting halves.
That is by 4, sir.
This is by 4s.
Yes, sir. We are getting 2 times that of
No, let me check once. I square R is correct only. And I square R, right? That is torque into omega. This is right. There we have to see also. What is IDR into B? I is E by R and D by R is B R square omega by 2R. That is I, and torque is R into DF.
Sir?
Yes.
by taking I outside, then it's coming, sir.
By taking
I outside from integration.
okay, I can be taken out if because I will be constant. That is true. But oh, I understood mistake. My this is confusing notation I have used. That's why we got this. Never expected this. See, just one slight thing can create a lot of problem. What I have done here, let's say this variable resistance is this is X. Because R I have already taken the total resistance, right? Total radius.
Totally.
So this element up to element I should have taken, I think, X only. So that when I start integrating this term, then I should have written it as
Dx.
I into dx into b, and then I should have written it as x into df, and this will become I into dx into b multiplied by x. right? Now I understood what is the mistake here, because it was constant here and this x is variable here, x here, and that was b square omega square r raised to power 4 in not 4 now. Wait a second, what was it now? B I 1 b is there, r is I think squared only,
Here only, sir.
and
X
x
into
is
dx.
appearing, that only.
Yes, sir.
Then which becomes finally, which becomes I think b square taken common, omega term common, r square can also be taken common outside,
By
x into dx integral 0 to r, which is b square omega into r raised to power 3, not 3, 4
4.
by 4r.
now same getting, sir.
I'm getting safe. So that sometimes this mistake was there when I was taking x. X was representing the distance of this element from the center, but r is the total radius. So there is a slight difference, right? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Right. Be careful about this in the future. So fine. We can ask a question in which this condition is not there. Means here I'm assuming steady state. I'm assuming that it is moving with constant omega. We can assume a non-steady state condition. Then we may ask some other questions. For example, so which method will you prefer to find out the torque? I will recommend second one. Why? It is so easy. But only problem is that it is applicable in steady state when power dissipated is equal to power supplied and there is no change in kinetic energy. Otherwise, our equation will be power supplied torque into omega will be actually equal to dk by dt change in kinetic energy plus I square r. When the steady state is not there, when kinetic energy is still changing. If kinetic energy of rod is not constant, then this would be the condition. And one more thing can be there if we want to add one more problem to it. I may say here some friction is there on this rod, then mu mg will also be acting, right? In fact, not mu mg. Why? Because it is whenever there is a rod and it is balanced in two places, one by this normal and one by this normal, in between there is a mg, then here normal will be equal to half of mg. So what will be, and the other side I'm assuming that there is no friction here. This side there is a friction. Then what additional term we can have? Then we can have additional term of minus mu into normal into r into d theta, right? That will be what mu into n is force into work is, right? That only mu into n into r into d theta. Then that will also be included. Where this will be just a, I think, constant only factor. Depend on theta although, but this is again rate of change of this. It is work done. Rate of change of this will become divided by dt, which will become minus mu into n into r into omega.
So there
And that will what?
plus mu n r omega.
Plus or minus?
Here this side should
It
appear
will
like
be
that
released
side
in the
minus
sir due
mu
to
r
friction
omega.
also.
Let me check. Wait a second. We are supplying this power, and that power is used to increase in kinetic energy. It is used to do
Increasing
this,
heat.
and I think you are right. Some part of it will be consumed in this also, right? Some part of it will be consumed in this as well. That is true. We can say that it is also contribution towards heat, but it is a frictional heat, and it is heat dissipated in resistance, and it is a change in kinetic energy only. Very good, right. That is right only. One more thing we can have a vertical circle. What will happen if it is a vertical circle? Then I have to consider change in potential energy also into account. Okay, so see how the problem can gradually be made of. Condition one is kept. Number two, condition second. Let me write here this way, because it is not a question. I'm just giving you additional conditions. What changes that additional conditions will make? Additional conditions and changes made changes made in equation number 1. Second condition is friction is not zero. Friction is acting between the horizontal circular ring and rotating conducting rod of mass m. That is also the condition. Then this will be the equation of energy conservation per unit time. It is not energy conservation, it is energy conservation per unit time, power conservation. This is it. Now here I want to make a vertical circle, but if I want to make a vertical circle, then I may have to get away with this condition. Why? Because in vertical friction, how would it be acting? Normal will not be there, friction will not be acting. So I may have to remove this condition of friction, or I may give you this condition on an inclined plane. Then friction will also be there. Change in potential energy will also be there. Change in kinetic energy may also be there. And heat loss in this way also may be there. So see, so many things can be included in this. Yes.
Vertical circle, will there be change in potential energy, sir?
Yes, obviously. Why would it not be? If I have a vertical circle, then the rod is rotating and it is going up. If it is going up, then its potential energy will be increasing because center mass is going at a larger height. No, for not only this, if I have an inclined plane, on an inclined plane, if I keep this ring and I rotate this, then also the potential energy will also be changing. But in this case, even normal will also be acting. So the friction part will also be there. This will also be there. That will also be there, and this kinetic energy will also be changing. So many things will be there together at the same time. So we can have these different kind of situations can be created, right? Is there any other thing which you can think of? Any other thing which we can?
Medium, sir.
What we can do?
Viscous drag we can add, sir.
Viscous drag. Viscous drag can be added in this. What situation we have to give for that? Let me think. Viscous drag means you okay. Just like maybe air drag also we can take. That air drag as some kV something like. That will really make it too complicated. Means we can make it as complicated as we want, but the thing is we can make it only as much complicated as much we can integrate. Mainly, you know, why we can make the problems really very complicated also, but why there's a limit is because of some integrations become non-integrable. Some integration functions are non-integrable, we can't integrate them. Okay, even with advanced mathematics also there are many such functions which we can't integrate. Okay, so when we reach such functions, then obviously we can't do anything. So therefore we can make it only as much complicated as we can integrate. Now anyway, this is simple, I think, not difficult. It will not create any problem because it is just a constant term, and as far as this is concerned, this will be there and this will be there and this will be there. I hope we can deal with this. Let us check once what answer we get for this. If I use this condition only, then I will be getting, after that I will take one problem in which vertical circle is there, but friction I will not take in that. Okay, let us do that one also. I think SC Verma itself has that problem. You can see that one also, vertical circle problem. Torque into omega is this here, then what do we get? dk by dt, half I omega square for the rod, that is kinetic energy, d by dt plus I will be equal to b into r square omega by 2 into capital R. No, not right. That I can write again, this upon 2r, that is I, right? EMF upon R whole square into R plus mu into n into R into omega, and this side we have torque into omega. Torque will be, torque we can find or not? Torque we can find out by another way. Why? What is the way to find out the torque? I into dx into b into x integral. This is torque. and this is omega times torque. This expression is of torque 0 to r. What we get then? We get omega into whatever expression we have got before for the torque. I'm directly taking it here.
Yeah, square by
B square r reservoir 4.
Omega by 4.
B square r reservoir 4 omega square or omega square? Omega square by 4r. This was torque. That was only torque, right? I think I have written one extra omega there.
Yes, sir. Down omega will.
That omega will not be there. So this omega will not be there. Then only this will be the torque. Power is equal to, other side I get I into 2 omega into alpha divided by 2 cancelled, I omega alpha plus b square r is over 4 omega square by 4r plus mu into normal will be mg by 2 if it is it is balanced from both sides, right? Into r into omega. What we get now? In this expression, alpha is there and omega is there. Can we integrate this expression? Yes, we can integrate. Why? Alpha is d omega by dt, right? And remaining function, let us see whether the remaining function is very complicated or simple only. Let us check once. This term and this term, is it same?
Yes, sir.
These terms are same. Why would this be same? This will not be same always. What is problem here? This term will not always be equal to that term, it seems.
Sir, here omega will be changed.
Omega cube is came, sir.
Where omega cube?
B square r power 4 omega square.
This one.
Initial term also be omega. Here omega multiplied, no?
You are talking about this expression or that expression?
Yes, sir. This expression.
Left side.
Yes, sir.
This one. Let me check once. What was it then? Torque is this b square r is just 4
No,
omega
yes,
1.
sir. It is okay, sir.
It is okay, I think.
Okay.
It is okay only.
Um,
And f, it varies from 0 to r. That is also right. B into I into dx. I is nothing but EMF divided by R.
R.
That is right only.
sir, want to scroll up, sir? Wait, sir. Okay, sir.
This expression we are getting for torque. This is right expression only and valid in general. Here we assumed, did we assume omega to be constant here? Not, I think, in this expression. At a given instant, if it has a given omega, then for that given instant, the torque will be like this only. Because at that given instant, that given.
We have to take dp now, sir. dp is equals to tau into omega. Omega also varying now, sir.
We have to take what? Power.
Yes, sir. Power will be for at an instant dp is equals to tau into omega. Omega also varying now, sir. Time.
Omega will be varying with time, right? No, I know omega will be varying with time, but I am saying that this I square r term here and this term, are these coming out to be same or different? If these are same, then these will get cancelled out, and if these are getting cancelled out, then that is.
Sir, what about torque produced by friction, sir?
That is already taken into account here. U into mg by 2 into r into omega. That is already being taken into account. I am saying if there is no friction, let us say. Can we assume the case where there is no friction? In that case, initially when I started applying the force, when there was no such there was no such constant speed condition was there, not there. So if it is not at that time, then when I apply the torque on this, let us say externally, then according to me, that torque times omega will be consumed for two things, right? One is change in kinetic energy of this, and another is change in power dissipated of this. So I did not expect that tau into omega will come out to be just equal to I square R. That should not happen, I think so. Because when I'm doing some work on it, then that work is partly utilized for changing kinetic energy and partly utilized for changing the heat dissipated in this. That was what I was expecting. So if I think in that way, then I know that here on applying the torque on it, it will start moving. And once it starts gaining angular at any state of time when it has gained angular velocity omega, at that is time the applied, okay, I got the point. So what have I done here? Sorry, my mistake only. This is external torque is different and the magnetic torque will be different. Torque magnetic and torque external. What we are doing here, we are just writing magnetic torque, which is acting as a reaction. This is magnetic torque. What external torque is there? So the power supplied will not be equal to torque, this torque into omega. This I should not write. Then I am applying external torque, and that may not be necessarily equal to the torque due to magnetic field. It is external torque. External constant torque. Let us say somebody is applying external constant torque on it. Then what would happen as a result? No, it is right. Analysis. That was mistake. I was taking magnetic torque only. Magnetic torque is different. That is acting as a reaction of external torque in opposite direction, right? But the work is being done by external torque actually. And that external torque, what work it does? That is equal to the heat dissipated in the resistance. Magnetic torque does not do any work otherwise also. Okay. I can simply say torque external into omega. That is enough. What do we get now? Now let us check first which omegas are getting cancelled here. 1 omega from this place, 1 from here. Everywhere 1 omega is getting cancelled. Then we are getting torque external is equal to I into alpha plus this b square r is over 4 upon 4 r into omega plus mu mg into r by 2. That is it. That is external torque. Alpha is d omega by dt. Okay. Alpha is d omega by dt. Now you can see that this is not that tough to integrate. It is simple integration at last. What integration we are getting now? We are getting b square r is over 4 upon 4 r into omega plus mu mg r by 2. And this I will take other side minus this. Torque external minus this. And minus of mu mg r by 2. This is equal to I into d omega by dt. Can you solve it now? I think easy. Finally, we are getting this whole term is, let us say, some constant a. This term is b. A minus b omega integral is equal to dt integral. What is the result of integration? 0 to t. Initial omega 0 to omega. I can get omega as a function of time by this. time is coming out to be I into ln a minus b omega divided by a. Is it right or not? Right only?
Sir, ln by
Are
a
you there?
is a partial derivative also. Sir.
What?
Divided by partial derivative
But-
minus b.
Divided by minus b. That only. So minus bt by I is equal to ln a minus b omega by a. Right? What do we get then? Take exponential both sides. E raised to power minus bt divided by I is equal to a minus b omega by a. Or I'm getting a into 1 minus e raised to power minus bt by I is equal to b omega, or omega is equal to a divided by b into 1 minus e raised to power minus bt by I. That is how omega is varying. It is increasing. It is increasing omega. It is increasing. Not this way, sorry. It is increasing and finally attaining a constant value at last, terminal omega, we can say, in the steady state condition, which we have already found before only. Omega final, omega terminal. Omega terminal is nothing but a by b, terminal angular velocity. Terminal angular speed or velocity, and time, this one is time here, and this is omega, and then we have to write this type of graph. This type of graph will be plotted. In this, one modification can be there. We can say like this sometimes, that if I provide a sudden impulse, first I will provide an impulse. As a result of impulse, it may gain a sudden
I omega, sir.
angular speed, let us say, and when it gains sudden angular speed, okay, then, or maybe I will say that it is initially having angular speed omega naught. If it is initially having angular speed omega naught, then what would happen as a result? As a result, omega will decrease now. The graph will not be this kind of graph in that case. What would be the graph in that case? Can you tell what would be the graph? In that case, then the graph would be,
Sir, if it is initial omega naught, sir.
let us say I'm changing the condition slightly, and I expect you to answer it very easily. If rod is everything remaining same except this new condition, if rod is initially rotating with omega naught and there is no external torque and friction, there is no external torque and friction, other conditions same, other conditions remaining same, find omega as a function of time. How to find, and how will it be? What is your expectation? It will be again exponential graph only, but it will be decay graph. Omega this time will be decreasing, starting with initial. This way it will be omega naught into e raised to power minus that what expression we were getting, bt by I. We will be getting bt by I, but b has difference or same. What was B here? B will remain same. What was I here? I will remain same. It doesn't depend on A term. This term it doesn't depend on. So we are not giving mu. It doesn't depend on that.
Set out, sir.
Yes.
When we are not applying torque external, then which one will change the velocity omega angular speed, sir?
When we are not applying the
External torque, which one will change the angular
magnetic torque will retard it or not?
Yes, sir, which opposes that external torque.
It will be opposing the. There is no external torque now, but its omega is decreasing. That's why it's not increasing. It will decrease on its own because energy will be dissipated in the resistance. Okay. Understood?
Sir, when we write torque due to magnetic force and I square R, they both will get cancelled, sir.
No, we don't write both. That was the problem. That was the mistake. Magnetic torque itself is equal to I square R only. Sorry, power of magnetic torque is power divided by magnetic torque itself is equal to I square R only. We don't take 2 times. Okay. Actually, in reality, magnetic force never does any work. We know that or not?
Yes, sir.
That's why I'm asking, sir, why torque of magnetic force will work. It will not do any work as magnetic force.
It will not do any work. That I agree that it is not doing any work. But energy is getting lost. Energy is getting lost. So I can say this way, that magnetic torque is apparently doing work on this rod.
So then directly dk by dt is equals to power dissipated, sir.
Directly dk by dt is equal to power dissipated, right?
Sir, kinetic energy is decreasing and power is
Kinetic energy is
decreasing, and that will appear as power dissipated.
yes, kinetic. Yes, right only. Kinetic energy is decreasing, that will appear as a heat dissipated. Let me tell you how I am writing the equation for this. This is a rod and this has is rotating. Yes.
Why work done by torque will be 0?
Work done by magnetic forces can never do work. You know already about it. QV cross. What force is it? QV cross B. Dot V. Power is always 0. Magnetic torque power is always 0. And now you may think it is doing on rod, but it is not doing on any charge. There is no charge. But actually, magnetic force or magnetic field never interacts with any other thing other than charges. What do you mean by interaction? What do you mean by interaction? Interaction means some kind of force. Can magnetic field apply force? Can be apply force on any other thing other than the moving charges? Any other thing other than moving charges? Tell me.
Current carrying wire, which is
Can it apply force on any other thing other than the moving charges?
Sir,
It can never apply.
Never apply.
It can never apply force on any other thing other than moving charges. You are saying current carrying wire. Current carrying wire is also having moving charge or not?
Charges. Yes.
So that's what I am saying. It can never apply force on any other thing other than moving charges. Because it does not interact with them. Okay.
Yes.
So B can never apply the force on any other thing other than the moving charges. Keep this idea in mind. Or maybe do one thing, think about it slowly. Maybe some other doubts will arise in your mind, and by that time let me just decorate it properly.
Sir,
Yes.
then by the above situation, in practicality, we can create a heater with the action mechanical agent.
We create.
In practicality, in reality, we can create a heater, na, sir, by doing mechanical work.
We can create here by doing mechanical work. What else?
I mean, we can create a heater, sir, heater.
Heater.
Yes, sir, by previous problem, we can create a heater by mechanical work, na, sir.
Yes, obviously we can do that. We do it all the time, many times. What is the problem in that? We can do that actually.
Then the omega should be large, na, sir.
Omega will be very large. In order to be able to do that, omega will be very large. Actually, I tried it once while I was in a gym. At that time, I used to work out, and I used to find out. I used to figure out that when I'm consuming some mechanical energy, if I really convert that mechanical energy and I utilize it maybe to light a 100-watt bulb also, then I found it is not that easy task. It is very tough. I have to really do a lot of workout in order to be able to do that. Means lot of energetic workout just to be able to light 100-watt bulb also. It is not that easy. We can do this calculation. I think what is 100-watt equivalent to? Let me think. 100-watt is like mg h. Although wait, 100 is I think less only. 100, that was I think in kilowatt it seems, when which I was trying to do at that time. 100-watt seems less to me. 100-watt means simply 100 joules per second, and 100 joule is I think not that tough. My weight is itself, let us say 70 kg, and if I rise by 1 meter in 1 second, rise altitude of 1 meter in 1 second, then how much work I'm doing? 70 into 1 into 10
700.
on 1, 700. Already I'm doing 700 watts. So I think we can do, yes, we can do that work, lot amount of work. If our machine is efficient and it is able to convert our work completely into heat energy, then definitely we can produce lot amount of heat by doing work, mechanical work. So did you give a thought on this? Can mechanical force apply? Can magnetic field apply force on any other thing other than moving charges? I think you will say it cannot, right? You will say that only or not? It can never apply indirectly, even if it is doing some work on rod or any other thing. That is actually, it can do work only on the charges, but not on any other thing. It cannot do work even on the charges, and it cannot interact with any other thing. So magnetic force cannot apply force. It can't interact with any other thing other than charges in motion. And that is very important point to understand. If that is happening, then in this case also, this magnetic force is not doing any work. It is not doing any work. We are doing external work, and that external work is being utilized to for the dissipation of the heat energy in the resistance. Okay,
Yes, sir.
that is only being utilized. So the point is that while I'm writing the question, therefore, where I wrote the question, this one. Did you notice I wrote only torque? I wrote here tau E into omega is equal to this plus this plus this. Why did I not write torque E into omega minus torque magnetic into omega? I could have done that. I could have done that, but understand one thing here. If I do that, then what my equation would be? Let's say I want to draw the free body diagram of the this rod. Maybe this is a rod, and I want to draw the free body diagram of this. It is rotating. Same condition there. I'm not making the complete diagram. Same condition. Connected. Okay, let me make it full diagram only. Same condition only as before. This rod is being rotated, and also the center is connected to some external resistance which is fixed. Now point is, if I say magnetic torque, external torque is tau E and magnetic torque is tau M, I can add the equation of this as
So E minus 2.
tau E minus tau M into omega, and also frictional torque minus mu mg by 2, because you know why I'm taking mg by 2? Because I told the example I gave you initially that if a normal is this side and normal is this side also, and mg is at the center, then
Normal
these
becomes mg by 2.
both normals will be equal to mg by 2 each. Okay, then mu mg by 2 into dl. If it is moving by dl is the, then it will be into dl. Dl is r d theta. That is the, and power we are saying, so power will be divided by t. That is equal to dk by dt. This is the equation. So notice here, why if I want to write the mechanical, if I want to write the equation of force is equal to mass, torque is equal to I alpha, let me write torque equal to I alpha maybe. I'm not taking this also, I'm just writing it as I alpha. Torque is equal to I alpha. Is it right equation or not? Right only?
Yes.
So in this equation, we can clearly see now that it has nothing to do with whatever resistance we are having. It has nothing to do with that, right? We will be getting always that only. Although indirectly resistance will create a role because of magnetic torque will depend on torque. Why? Magnetic torque depends on current and the current depends on
Resistance.
resistance. So that effect will be automatically here. Means always the magnetic torque will always be equal to power dissipated by magnetic torque will always be equal to I square into R. That is will always be that only. It will never be different. Okay.
So that means always torque developed by magnetic force will be held in heat developed by resistance only, sir.
Magnetic, always the magnetic torque will be equal to, I was saying, heat developed in the resistance. Let me think about it. If I take a condition where I don't give resistance at all, and then I rotate it with angular velocity omega, what would happen in that case? Then
Capacitor will store the charges.
capacitor will store the energy. Can the current be changing in that case?
Yes, sir.
If it is constant omega, it will not change. If its omega is increasing, current will be produced, and if current is there, then magnetic torque will be there, right? Magnetic torque will be there in that or not, if current is there. If current is there, then magnetic torque will be there. So will the magnetic torque be dissipated in the heat energy in that case? That power dissipated by magnetic torque?
It will be stored in capacitors.
In electric,
In that case, P square, what was that power dissipated formula?
B square R per 4.
B R square omega by 2.
2 R.
That is our EMF. And in this case, EMF into capacitance will be the charge. And dq by dt will be the current. What will be the current in this case? Current will be equal to B into C by 2 into R square into d omega by dt, right?
Alpha.
Alpha. That will be current. So in this case, this is the current value. And now as far as the torque is concerned, what will be the torque acting on it due to magnetic? That torque will be same as before.
Yes, sir.
B into R raised to power, what was it, 4?
B square, sir. B square R power 4 omega by 2 4R
2.
4R, sir.
What is 4R meaning here? It is nothing like that. Here torque will be equal to Bi into dx into x integral. What would be that? That would be B square C alpha upon 2 into r square into x into dx integral. That will be torque. What would be this magnetic torque? Let us check once. That would be b square c by 2 into r square. Depends on alpha. If I make it move with constant angular acceleration alpha, let us say, then it will be like this: 0 to r. What would be torque then? Torque will become b square c r square alpha into by 2 into r square by 2. Means r is power 4 by 4. This will be the magnetic torque in this case. This will be the magnetic torque. And what is the energy stored? Half into c into e square. Energy stored is this. And what is rate of energy stored? Rate of energy stored will be equal to du by dt, which will be equal to half of c into 2e into de by dt. What would be that? Ce into de by dt. What is de by dt? D by dt, if I want to get, then it will be b r square by 2 into d omega by dt. EMF is also b into r square alpha. What was EMF? b r square omega, sorry. B r square omega by 2 into b r square by 2 into alpha. That is rate of change of energy with respect to time. And what is the power supplied? Torque into omega, which is equal to b square c into r is power 4 alpha by 2. What is that? B square into c into r is power 4 alpha into omega by, this is also multiplied by omega, by 4. Okay. Here also 4 is there. Here also 4 is there. You can see now du by dt, rate of change of energy stored in the capacitor, is equal to that magnetic torque. Right or not? Power by the magnetic torque. Power supplied by the magnetic torque is equal to rate of change of energy stored. It is becoming this in this case. So what you said, you were asking, the question was, will it always be equal to I square R? Obviously, it is not always equal to I square R. In this case, it is different. Okay.
The resistance is given equal to I square R resistance.
If that is, network is same, then obviously it will be same answer only. But if network is different, no, answers can vary. That's why I took this example, so that you understand that not always necessarily it will be I square R. Okay. But yes, it is again, see, this is again equal to this thing only. It is rate of change of the energy stored in the capacitor, and it is just power supplied by that magnetic torque. Actually, magnetic torque is not supplying any power. It is not supplying any power. What it is doing, it is something like this. I think I should tell you what is the role of magnetic torque in here. It is something like this. For example, we have a string here. This is one block. This is one block, and this is another block. And I am, if I say one thing, the string does not do any work. Is it right or not? String does not do any work, but I am applying force F on it, and this is mass M and this is mass M. These both masses will gain kinetic energy, and it appears that the string is also doing work here. It appears the string is doing work. What work string is doing? It appears string tension is doing work, like maybe T into something displacement S. But on the other hand, on the other side, what string is doing? It is doing negative work of same amount. If it is S displacement, what is it? Minus TS. So energy is being supplied to it, but working by the string is not there. That is not doing any work. It is like, just we can say, this external force is mainly responsible for doing this work, right or not? Actually, this is also not, I think, suitable example for magnetic force. That is even different from that. Magnetic force doesn't even do that work. magnetic force cannot do work, but as I think this can be considered similar to that only. Magnetic force also cannot do any work, but overall net work done by magnetic force will always be 0, right? So it is like whatever that magnetic torque appears to be doing work, actually that is actually not like what I should say. Not, this is not actually correct example. I think I should have, this is different. Magnetic torque is still different. Tension can still do work in parts, but magnetic force can never do work. So why it is happening that way then? What is happening here? It is something like this. Let us say I have a, let me give you one example. What is the formula for magnetic torque, which we already know? Magnetic torque is equal to m into b into sine theta, right?
Number plus yes, sir.
Of a loop, I'm saying magnetic torque in a loop, m into b sine theta. In this case, if loop has angular velocity omega, then again it appears that magnetic torque is doing work. What work it is doing? Torque into omega. That is the power dissipated. That is equal to mb sine theta into omega. But understand one thing here. What is happening actually in this case also? While we are rotating it with angular velocity omega, what we are assuming? We are assuming the current is remaining constant. You tell me practically, if I give you a situation like this, will the current in this remain constant if I turn it?
So as a
No.
heat generated,
Why not heat generated? Even if it is perfectly superconducting, then also current will not remain constant. It has nothing to do with heat generated. Why? Because when I turn it with omega angular velocity, in that case, there will be EMF induced inside it. As the rate of change of magnetic flux will be there, rate of change of magnetic flux will cause what? That will cause it some electric fields to be induced or some EMF will to be induced or not. So when that EMF will be induced, that EMF can do work on it. It can reduce the current. It can reduce the current, or it can increase the current depending on the situation. You know already that by Lenz's law we can tell whether it increases or it decreases. But EMF is there or not? That induced EMF is doing something or not?
Yes, sir.
Now let us say I don't want the current to change. If I don't want the current to change, then I may have to apply some variable battery which just opposes the induced EMF in such a way so that external induced EMF is not able to make any change. Means then this battery is able to supply a constant current always, despite what? Despite the motion, despite this motion, despite induced EMF, it is able to supply constant current. So which is doing that work to be able to maintain the constant current? That work is actually being done by the battery. That work is being done by the battery, by which we are able to assume that there has to be always some battery, and that battery has to be of variable voltage. That there has to be some battery in order to maintain the constant current. So while we are saying that it is just simply mb sine theta, and we are thinking power is equal to torque into omega, and that will be equal to m by b sine theta into omega, actually these things don't make much sense, because the magnetic moment will quickly change as soon as we turn the loop. If we are assuming magnetic moment to be constant and area also to be constant of the loop, then one thing is only possible: current has to be constant. For the current has to be if the current will be constant, it means whatever induced EMF is being created, which is trying to reduce the current, is actually being opposed by some variable battery, which is again maintaining the same current. So which is doing that work indirectly? That work is also not being done by this. That work is being done by the battery. Magnetic forces never do work. Whenever they seem to be doing work, they seem to be doing work in many places, but always the hidden reason is that something else is doing work, actually not the magnetic force. Okay,
Then can we write tau omega in?
can we write?
Tau omega equals to mg sin theta into omega.
Can we write torque omega is equal to mb sin theta into omega? Yes, we can write. What's the problem in that?
You told it is not doing any work.
It is not doing any work, but power is this. So the thing is, this power is not the magnetic power, we can say. It is power supplied by the battery or something, but that power is same only. Okay,
Yes,
it is
sir.
same only. So it is same only. So sometimes, for example, we have already done such questions before. There is nothing new. We are doing already that. We are already doing this thing that if some current is flowing, magnetic force is backwards, what work magnetic force does. So we do that we assume that magnetic force is only doing work on the rod, and that does not give us wrong answer. That doesn't give us wrong answer. But only thing is, we have to keep in mind that actually indirectly some other thing is doing that work. But rather than trying to waste time in finding that other thing, we already know whatever that other thing is doing work, actually that work is also equal to finally Fm into S. So therefore, we don't waste time in finding out what is the real source, and we simply start taking due to this magnetic force only, and we get the right answers, obviously. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So fine. I hope you have understood so far. Next, we have this is right. It can't interact with any other thing other than the charges in motion, and therefore it can't do work on any other thing. Okay, because it cannot apply force on any other thing, as it can't apply force on, as it can't apply force on any other thing. One thing is done. Now, second, if it cannot do work on any other thing and it can't apply force on any other thing, second is, moreover, the magnetic force just acts on moving charges, but it doesn't do any work on moving charges. Why it doesn't do any work on moving charges? Because magnetic force is perpendicular to velocity. Okay, therefore Fm dot V will always be equal to 0, or power supplied by magnetic field to. So means magnetic field can do work only on charges. No, magnetic field can apply force only on charges, but on charges it doesn't do any work, and on others it cannot even apply the force. So there is no point of work being done. So therefore it cannot do work at all in any case. You understood? So what is the crux of this whole discussion? First of all, it interacts only with moving charges, and on moving charges it doesn't do work. Then how can it do work? It can never do work. It is as simple as that. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Right. But in some question, if they say what is the work done by the magnetic torque or something, then you understand what they mean. It is like virtual work being done by them. Okay, apparent work being done by them, we can say. So if they are saying that and there is no other option given where they are saying work done by magnetic force 0, then we can go for such works also, which we are finding by this like magnetic torque and magnetic torque into d theta. That work we are finding, we can consider those works to be done. Okay, understood? Right. Actually, there's a detailed analysis we can undergo. Let me see if I can do that. If I take a, let's say, wire, and assume wire to be like a tube, and that wire I'm assuming a positive charge ball, and I'm moving that tube, frictionless tube, I'm moving it in horizontal direction with velocity v, and there's a magnetic field into the plane of the paper. Okay. Now, what happens as a result of this motion? You know that as a result of the motion, there will be some magnetic force acting on it or not? In which direction magnetic force will be acting? Now, QV cross B, I think it will be acting in upward direction. If it is acting in upward direction, will it gain motion in upward direction or not? It will gain motion in upward direction. Let us say its velocity parallel to the wire is V parallel. What is it? It is a charged ball inside frictionless charged ball inside frictionless tube. Now, see what happens when we are applying magnetic force on this charge ball. Then QV cross B. What is the force? What is the direction of force? Magnetic force. What is the direction of magnetic
What's
force
it?
acting?
Upward.
V parallel.
Upwards.
V this side. Which side?
Upwards.
Upward.
You are saying something wrong. Net resultant will be this side, and this is V is the velocity of tube perpendicular to its length. Not, it is the total velocity of the tube. Velocity of the tube. Okay. So net velocity of the charge will not be this V parallel actually. We are misunderstanding. Net velocity of the charge will be V, right or not? So what will be the force? Force will be, magnetic force will be equal to Q V cross B. Let us write in vector form. Vi cap plus V parallel J cap cross B minus K cap. What would that be? That will be I cross minus K will be QVB J plus QV parallel. What is J cross K? J cross K will be I, but it is minus, so it will become minus I, right or not? Is it okay? So are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what is the magnetic force now? Tell me, what is the direction finally? Direction is having two components. One component is along I cap. Let me write that separately. Magnetic force is QV parallel B backwards. And one is along J cap. So that is this side, QVB. Now, let us say in order to move the pipe, I am applying some force F and I am moving it with constant velocity. What force I am applying? I am applying the force F and I am moving it with constant velocity. If I do that, then what will be the work done by the force, external force F? That work done by external force F will be equal to F into that is ds or v dt. If it is moving in for dt time, then F into v dt will be work done. Now, what is apparently work done by the magnetic force? Work done by the magnetic force is equal to Q into V parallel into B. I'm moving it with constant velocity. Okay, as this is moved with constant velocity. Tube moving with constant velocity. Tube is moved with constant velocity. This ball is of mass m, and the magnetic force is backwards here. It will be acting backwards, right? Now, what is the work done by this external force? External force is doing F into V into dt. What is the work done by magnetic force? Q into V parallel B into dt into V dt. This is force into V dt. Because it is moving with constant velocity, then I can tell that this force is equal to this force. These two forces are equal. So these are both equal also. But other than that, what is work being done by magnetic force here? Seemingly, apparently. Q into VB into VB into, I think I should say V parallel into dt, right or not? V parallel into dt. That is work done in which direction? Work done by J component of this. This is work by X component of magnetic field. X component of magnetic field, and this one, other one is work done by Y component of magnetic field. What is that work done by Y component of magnetic field? That is equal to this. Are you noticing that this value and this value is same, right or not?
Yes, sir.
But one thing I should say, this is work done by external force. By external force. Now this is actually minus here. I forgot to put that minus sign. Minus I should have kept because QV parallel B backwards and VTT forward, right? So these are 180-degree angle to each other. So it will be minus sign, right? So understand now, this is separate. This is separate here. One thing. This is separate term. Second thing. And this is the third term. Three works are being done. Three forces are there. Three works are being done. Are you noticing that work done by one component of magnetic field and the other component of magnetic field, they are exactly cancelling each other? What is the network being done? Zero.
Zero.
But will the ball gain kinetic energy or not? It will gain kinetic energy. This ball will gain kinetic energy. It will go up and it will collide maybe, and it will maybe after that, let us say it collides and it suffers inelastic collision, then it may lose its energy and heat energy may be dissipated. So now somebody may feel this way, that this work is being done by maybe magnetic force only. It is gaining energy due to magnetic force, but it is not actually the magnetic force which is doing work here. It is not the magnetic force which is doing work, because the net work done by the magnetic force is always zero. But we can say it is something like this, that magnetic force is like we can say transferring the energy which it would have gained in X direction to Y direction, right? In which direction this would have gained energy normally in the absence of magnetic field? In the absence of magnetic field, it would have gained energy in, due to this F, it would have gained energy in X direction. But what is the role of magnetic field here? That is able to transfer it to Y direction.
Just
But-
change the
but-
directions.
It is just changing the direction. It is just transferring it to Y direction. But does it doing any work? No, it is not doing any work. Something like tension. That's why I gave the example of the tension in the beginning. If I have two masses here, the net work done by the tension is zero. But it is just doing one thing here, that it is transferring the energy from one to the other side, but overall it is not doing any work on the system. Okay, on one it is doing positive work, on another it is doing negative work. Net work done is zero. Similarly, this magnetic force net work done is zero, but it is just, we can say, transferring the energy which it could have gained in X direction to energy gained by it in Y direction. And because it is gaining energy in Y direction, now imagine, let's say it is not just a positive charge, but it is actually the means we can say current inside the wire. And where would that current go now? These, let us say, these are accelerated electrons. Electrons will not accelerate in the, I think, same direction. This will accelerate in opposite direction, but whatever. This is accelerated electrons, and those are accelerating. Then this will go to resistance, and after they will meet resistance, then they will get retarded. Here they will gain speed. Here they will get retarded. While they get retarded at the resistance, then they will lose energy there. If they lose energy there, then heat will be dissipated. So that heat dissipated comes from where? That heat dissipated appears to be coming from what? It appears to be coming from maybe from where we think it is coming. Somebody may think it is coming from F into this external force work only. That is only ultimately supplying energy to the charges, which is finally dissipated in the form of heat in the resistance. That is true. Somebody may think in this way, that it is coming from this term. It is coming from this magnetic force term, but it is one component of the magnetic force that is doing work. But both components together will do zero work. Single component can do work, but both components together will always do zero work. Okay, so this component appears to be doing work, and that is appearing to be dissipated in the form of internal energy. Now somebody may feel that this is doing work here, magnetic, this is in opposite direction, and whatever work this component is doing, that is ultimately consumed in the form of internal energy. So we can have different points of view. But what is the reality? The reality is, real source of work is this force. These are not the real sources. This is the real source of the work. Others are just virtual sources, we can say. Okay, but this is only the real source here. Same way, it happens in all different situations. Wherever it appears that magnetic force is doing work, actually it is not doing any work. But yes, it is like, we can say, changing the direction of the energy, it seems. In this analysis, we can do in the rotating rod case also. Here also, what this magnetic field inside is doing actually. Normally, this magnetic torque, now you all think you have clarity that this magnetic torque is not the real total magnetic force is not only in this direction. Magnetic force is also in this direction, right? So this magnetic force which is in this direction, that appears to be retarding this, okay, this rod, okay. But there are internally there are charges which are being accelerated by the work being done by the magnetic field. So net work done by the magnetic field is always 0. One side it is retarding, one side it is accelerating. Net is 0, right or not? Net work done is 0. And the one which is it is gaining inside, the one which is the charges which are gaining energy inside, that energy is finally again consumed in which form? Heat energy dissipated. So will it not be stupid if I take just this term also, and after that I take this? Then it will be wrong only. So instead, if I really want to do justice and I want to find out the work done by magnetic force also, where was that equation which I have written? Wait a second. Magnetic torque. Yes, here. Let us say somebody wants to do this. He is doing this minus torque m into W. Is he doing right or wrong?
Wrong, sir. Again, why resistance also?
What is mistake done by him? Mistake done by him, he is taking one component of the magnetic force and he is taking torque due to that. So you understood the torque which we are taking actually, the torque which we are taking is actually not the net magnetic torque, because there is internally also it is acting along the rod, and it is just one part of that. It's not the total. So if I take the total power supplied by the magnetic field along the rod and perpendicular to the rod, then that net will always be 0. And because we already know it is 0, so why should we waste time in writing it? We can just simply say that the power supplied is equal to rate of change of kinetic energy plus I square R and plus this. We can say that directly like that only. Is it okay? Have you understood? But another equation also I have written somewhere after that, where I took only magnetic torque. Was that right or wrong? This one. See here. What I'm doing now. In this, I'm writing tau E minus tau M minus mu mg by 2 into R is equal to alpha. Is it right? It is right. There is nothing wrong in this. Why? Now imagine the same situation. Because here, first of all, here I'm not interested in motion in this direction. I'm interested in which motion? I'm interested in the motion for which, due to which angular acceleration is there, right? This side motion, even if it is gaining motion this side, what is the angular we can say acceleration because of this motion about P point? Angular acceleration will be 0 due to radial motion. Due to radial motion, angular acceleration will be 0. So that is not contributing towards any angular acceleration. That is not contributing towards anything, right? So therefore, there is nothing wrong in this. This equation is still right. Because in this case, I really need not the net magnetic torque. I really need only, it is net magnetic torque also actually, because only this force is only contributing towards magnetic torque. This is not contributing towards magnetic torque. But it is not the effect of net magnetic force. That we should keep in mind. It is the effect of only one component of magnetic force. So here we are interested only in that component only. Here we are really interested only in perpendicular component only. And if we are only interested in that, then there is no harm in taking this. There is no harm in writing that tau E minus tau M is minus mu mg by 2 into R is equal to alpha. It is correct only in that case. Is it understood?
Sure.
So this is also a valid equation, right? This is also a valid equation. So fine. Did I solve it further, or I kept it here only? I think somebody asked after that something, and I just started analyzing that. Neelkanta, you asked, right? So that was the analysis, but I think I should finish it. What I have to write this as d omega by dt, and then here, what was our aim here? Our aim was to, I think, determine
omega functions.
Omega as a function of time, right? So how to determine that? Tau m. Tau m is equal to b square
a power
r raised to power 4 omega by
4 capital R.
4r omega by 4r, I think. External torque minus mu mg r minus mu mg by 2 into r, right? This is it. So is it same equation or different? I told you that we can write this equation by this and this also. You can just compare this equation with the one which we have derived before. Is it exactly same or is it different?
Same, sir.
It will be exactly same. But you will not get equations so easily here, because you are getting it so easily because I'm already writing directly magnetic torque as this, because we have derived it before. But that work you have to still do, whether you're writing this way or in that way. Okay, so I'm not saying that this equation is superior, but I'm just telling you that this way we can write the equation, and that is a valid equation. There is nothing wrong. Means, you know what some students feel? They feel magnetic force doesn't do any work. If it doesn't do any work, then I should not take any magnetic torque. There is no harm in taking magnetic torque. We can take that. And magnetic torque can do work in one direction. That is, there is no problem in that. But the net work done by magnetic force will be 0. It is something like this only. For example, if I say that the work done by the tension is 0, and some students starts believing that because sir said the work done by tension is 0, so I should not take work done by this part here, this T here. Can I take this side or not? Yes, I can take. I can definitely take. I can definitely take this. But when I said work done by tension is 0, means I said net work done. Both
Net
sides it will be 0.
System.
But it doesn't mean we have no right to take work done on one side. On one side we can take work. Similarly, it doesn't mean I have no right to take magnetic torque or magnetic force due to one component or magnetic work due to one component. Due to one component, we can take the magnetic work. That will be there. Okay, that will still be there. But net will be 0. Understood? Right. So this is it. One question I wanted to take. It is given in SCV. I don't remember it right now, and time is not sufficient, I think so. We can do maybe tomorrow. Or you see, do one thing, do the exercise questions of SCV. You will be able to find there one question in which there's a vertical circle in which something is rotating, I think made to rotate with the, I don't remember, maybe constant omega, something like that. Some condition is there. What is the torque to be required? Try to form the equation of that. Try to solve that question. If you have really understood the concept which I have taught, then you will be able to apply it there also. Okay. In that case, only difference will be there. You have to consider the rate of change of potential energy into account. Okay, so you have to take some reference. Maybe you can take this as reference, and this is mg. So this you have to find what is this potential energy when it covers certain angle. Okay, try to do this yourself. Exercise of SCV it is.
Okay.
So I'm ending it right now.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.